Hello everyone, and welcome to another Let's Play. Today I've got for you a little game called Koudelka. This is a turn-based survival horror themed RPG, so it should be pretty interesting. I know very little about this game. I saw a Let's Play years ago of it, but otherwise I know nothing of this game except what I've played for this video. So as my friend Balemore would say, let's do this!
Too early, Angel. I'm not dead yet.
Not yet, but it looks like you're going to die soon.
Maybe. But you'll have to pardon me while I tend to some unfinished business first.
Business? What can you possibly accomplish in your condition? You can't even hold your gun steady.
Well, no, unless I try. That thing's not gonna die unless I shoot it 2 or 3 times. Damn it! Here, use this.
Don't worry, I have this! And we start off right in the thick of things. Our first bit of gameplay is combat. Fortunately, it's a turn-based game, so it's fairly easy to figure out. Aha! You didn't like that, did you? You get! This is going to take me some time to get used to. I've never played a game like this before. The closest thing would be Parasite Eve, but even in that game, you have free reign to run around as much as you want. And that dick is healing himself. Damn you, monster! You know what that means. Time for you to have some more lead in your diet. I know that's Ty's saying, but you know what? I don't really care. I'm not sure how to move to avoid getting hit from this thing. How dare you beat a woman? Boom shakalaka. It's a pretty straightforward system once you fiddle with it a little bit. I was hoping to be able to actually move forward to get away from this thing, but no. No, the game's not going to let me do it. That or I could do it and just didn't realize it. That's alright. Have a big heaping helping of fuck you! That's right, we are the champion. And we get loot for our efforts. Including a fire spell, I believe. Which is our first offensive spell. Now I'm just fiddling with the controls. I wasn't sure if this was going to be a tank-controlled game or if it would control more like something like Parasite Eve. Fortunately, it's more like Parasite Eve. Not that I really care either way, I just needed to be sure. This game has some pretty good atmosphere, but I'll talk about that more later. For now, let's go talk to this guy.
Hey, what about him?
He's dead.
Really? Thank you. So I guess my time is up. Hey, Angel. I'm not gonna ask you to take me to heaven. But will you pray for me at least?
Are you out of your mind? There's no bloody way I'm going to pray for you. But I guess I owe you because you saved me too. Payback time. Shut up! Keep it down! Okay, let's go. Stand up or I'll leave you here.
What happened? It doesn't hurt anymore. I'm cured.
Yeah, and so I cured you, so what?
You? You cured me. But I was almost dead. I'm confused. So you really are an angel?
Don't be foolish. Do you really think that there are angels on Earth? I'm no angel. I'm just a medium with a little curing power.
I'm Edward J. Plunkett. I know I look pretty shady, but you don't look too wholesome yourself.
No, I'm not like you. And this is no place for people like you. Why did you come here?
I heard a rumor.
A rumor?
I heard something in London. That the son of some rich family bought an old monastery. Spent a ton of money to convert it into a house. I heard he brought quite a lot of harlots here. Seems like he was having a great time.
So, where is this monastery?
That's what I want to know. I came all this way to put a poor man's fear of God into this rich bastard. So far, I haven't found anything. Then this monster attacked me. I almost got killed. If you'd come any later, no doubt I'd be singing hymns in his stomach right now.
Shouldn't have bought such a good horse. She's too fast.
Too bad you won't be hearing me sing those hymns. When I was a boy, I was a pretty good soprano.
If you don't stop talking, I'll leave you here. My name is Koudelka, and I'm only going to say this once, so don't forget. If you want to get out of here alive, I suggest you stick very close. Got it?
Charmed, I'm sure.
For its day, this game has pretty good voice acting. That's a pretty good demonstration of a power we now have. You can save your game here. There are limited save points. And I'm just showing some of the things you can do in the menu. Here you can set your player's position on that little grid that we are going to be in whenever we're in combat. I'm moving Edward up because he's a bit beefier and can take more damage. As you could see in that cutscene, we have a healing ability as Koudelka. That's a pretty cool way of introducing that power. And you can see that in her spell list. I'm sure that's somewhere in this menu, I'm just not sure where it is. And I'm not particularly worried about it right now. So let's explore this area a little bit and get another fight. I am going to cut several of these fights, but I do want to show at least one off against each enemy type. So that's a thing that will happen. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to manage cutting those fights or speeding them up. I'm not really sure yet. Either way, let's take this thing on. I keep forgetting after hitting attack, you still have to hit X to attack the enemy that you target. I'm getting used to it, but most of the combat in this video is me just getting used to the mechanics. So this is actually the first game in a series called Shadow Hearts. All three of those games I have ROMs for on my PS2 emulator. Yes, I am playing this on an emulator, however, I do own a physical copy of this game. And we are going to charge up that fire spell, but unfortunately it does take a little bit to charge, so... Unfortunately, Edward did take some damage. And even more unfortunately, that fire spell did not kill any of these things. So now there's a bit of indecision on my part where I try to figure out which one of these I want to target. So in the future, we might do some other games in this series. It is kind of weird that they have a series called Shadow Hearts, and this game is part of that, but it's not called Shadow Hearts, Koudelka. I believe this game has a lot more voice acting than the Shadow Hearts game does. Which is part of what drew me to this game. I actually really like the voice acting in it. But we'll see. I don't know if those ROMs work or not yet. I haven't tried them, so we'll worry about that some other time. This is your screen you get whenever you upgrade. We leveled up to level 2, and I'm just looking over the stats right now. I was going to show them all off. The top left one is your damage, I believe. Pretty much the ones on the left are your physical attacks, except the agility, which affects how quickly you can take your turn in this turn-based system. The ones on the right affect your magic. So with Edward, I'll be going more with the stats on the left. Koudelka, the stats on the right. Except for the agility, I will be giving her upgrade points in that. I'm not going to show every time I upgrade. You're seeing more trips through the menu in this video than you probably will in future videos. I want to show off some of the mechanics of this game so that anybody watching can have some idea of what's going on. Because I'm not really going to be showing them off later on. This is definitely not a walkthrough. And we got an item, which is pretty sweet. I think we're mostly collecting health items at this point, which we will definitely need at some point. As your characters upgrade, they do refill their health and magic once they level up. So I haven't needed to worry about using items yet. And there will be a boss at the end of this video. And I believe once you defeat a boss, it seems like your stats refill as well. But I'm not sure if that's just because we defeated a boss or because of something else. And we picked up some handgun bullets. a good thing to do is go into the menu to reload your gun because reloading takes a turn in combat. So do it now so you don't have to later. If you plan on using the gun, which I will be throughout a fair portion of this video. So we don't need to come this way yet, but any items we can pick up are worth it. I passed by a map before going up those stairs, and that is a battle I cut because we're going to be fighting those things again in a moment, and I handle that fight better. This area has pretty decent atmosphere. So what's new in my life? About a month ago, they sent us back to the office. That has sucked. What's even weirder is it's a different office than my usual department that I work in. This is kind of strange. It looks like we're fighting furniture. Come on, table. I got something for you. Hashtag not my coffee table. The weird thing is my sleeping schedule has changed a lot because of it. I've been working an earlier shift, and I've been a lot more tired lately too. The first couple of weeks back to the office, I was pretty exhausted when I would get home. And pretty much not want to do anything, except I was still recording a little bit of Silent Hill, and I was really enjoying that game, so I was more motivated to keep going with that. But I am going to have to find some way of finding time to record again. It's been tough, but I'll figure it out. My whole adult life, I've been a night person, and now I can't even stay up past midnight on a weekend. At least last weekend I wasn't able to, which is really strange. I'm also pretty tired by 10:30 at night. So we'll go ahead and charge that up. Oh good, they didn't actually get off an attack that time. I'm sure I'm making plenty of mistakes in the combat scenarios we're getting. Fortunately, like I mentioned before, after the boss fight we're going to get, I believe our stats are refilled. So it's not a big deal right now. So far I haven't used any items. I do need to see if there's a limit on how many items you can carry. Because if there is, then I might have to start using some things. I'm still not used to having to hit X to go up and down stairs and ladders and all that. And there was another fight there that I cut. You can get an idea on how frequent battles are, and that can get a little old after a while. There's another weapon. Weapons are breakable in this game, so you want to be careful how you use them. I saw in a Let's Play you can go through that door and find a few other items if you want. I didn't do that, so hopefully we will be headed back there at some point. If not, well, then I guess I just missed out. I'm still trying to get used to this style of game, but this is probably the ideal game to get me into these types of games. It's a bit horror themed, which gives me that occasional atmosphere that I like. I remember really liking the story from the Let's Play that I saw years ago. I don't know what the hell this thing is supposed to be. But by the time we're done with it, it's going to be a dead thing! Why you gotta hate? I'm only trying to kill you because you're trying to kill me. You realize this, right? So who knows, maybe I'll get into more turn-based RPGs at some point. Probably not, but you never know. Mass Effect is also a game that I've started recently, so that's another RPG I need to continue at some point, although it's not turn-based. I played Nier a few years ago. I don't know if that counts as an RPG. However, now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and see what's through this door. And it looks like we found some caretakers to this fine establishment. Let's talk to them.
How unusual that you two have decided to come to our rural district. There's really nothing interesting here.
It has gotten so cold outside. We weren't expecting any visitors. The soup is all we have. Please, have as much as you want.
Oh, yes, please.
Thanks. Smells great.
Wouldn't you like some, dear? Don't you like potato soup?
No. It's not that. I'm all right for now. Thank you for your hospitality, though.
No trouble at all. Please let me know if there's anything we can do. We are the only ones who live here, and it's so rare that we get any visitors.
So are you two really the only ones who live here?
Why do you ask?
Well, it was pretty foggy, so I couldn't tell for sure. But this building looked like an old church or something. Seems a little big just for the two of you.
You're right. In the 9th century, a saint from Ireland named Daniel Scotius built a place of worship here to appease monsters and evil spirits. That was how the Nemeton Monastery started. Or so I heard.
Monsters. Is that right?
Yes. What about them?
You might not believe this, but we saw a monster on our way here.
Is that so? You saw it too?
You mean that monster's been around for a while?
Well, we've been taking care of the monastery for a number of years, but from about 6 months ago, monsters have been appearing.
We see them more and more every month.
I used to be a sailor. I'm not afraid of any monsters.
Oh, dear. What if something terrible happens to you?
We almost got killed back there. Now we're out of bullets.
That's not good. The monsters might try and attack you again. I'll spare you some bullets.
Thanks, that'd be great.
Looking after others. He's so wonderful at that.
So, have you two been together long?
Yes, quite a while. Now, all he does is paint and maintain this old building. That's his daily routine. But back in the old days...
Thanks, Ogden. I owe you one.
Back in the old days, what? If you check that door again, you will notice that it's locked. Which is interesting. But at least they were nice enough to feed Edward anyways. Koudelka's reaction to that was interesting.
Now this would make good rations. Let's take some with us.
I can't believe it. Are you still hungry?
I didn't have anything to eat or drink for 3 days. Of course I'm hungry. Speaking of which, you wasted all of that food. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. If it weren't poisoned, then I would have had some.
Pardon?
I said, if the soup weren't poisoned, then I would have had some. Got it?
Poisoned? No way.
Just a little bit. I smelled some poisonous plant.
What's happening?
I can tell you how you're going to feel. In about half an hour, you won't be able to move your body. If you don't find an antidote, you'll definitely die.
So they really were trying to kill us. But why?
Don't know. But it seems they're quite used to doing it this way. They must be hiding something. Listen, Edward. I'm going to try to cure you now. But you have to promise that when I do, you won't get mad and rush back to that couple right away. It's safer if we pretend we're dead and continue exploring this building. I think we'll find something interesting for sure.
Well, Koudelka's logic does seem sound. And it looks like Edward's in a bit of a situation, so hopefully we can help him out. That does explain a lot, though. With all these monsters we're encountering, it makes sense that that couple might have some secret agenda going on. I can't say for certain that they would have anything to do with these monsters, but it would be surprising that a nice old couple would still be alive with all these monsters around. So it is something I'm assuming at this point. And we got more furniture. Hooray. I did mention before I've seen an LP of this game, however, that was probably 2016 or 2017, so it's been a while. So I don't know the story. I do remember I enjoyed it, though. I do kind of remember what happens at the end. But that's about it. Damn you, furniture! We really need to level up this power. There are also elemental attacks in this game, and certain enemies are weak to certain elements. So that's going to play a part into this game later on. I assume that's typical for these styles of games, but again, this is something pretty new to me. And huzzah, we upgraded Edward to level 3. You can see I've already been upgrading him to level 2 earlier. There were a couple of times that I went around off screen, just walking around to trigger a couple of battles just to get experience. Because I'm sensing we are going to want as many upgrades as possible. And I'm not going to waste your time with all that. And I'm kind of wishing I'd cut this. What I might start doing in the future is at the start of every video show where each character is in terms of level, if there's been any change from one video to the next. We will have every character at level 3 to start the next video, so I'll probably start off next video showing all of their stats, since I haven't shown Koudelka's stats at level 3 yet. Still not used to hitting X in order to climb downstairs, even though a lot of my favorite games you have to do that. There's another item over here. I had to come back to pick it up. That's why the jump cut. I'm also trying out some new software for video making. So hopefully this works out and we get some better quality video. If not, I'll go back to the old software. And there's another weapon. I'll probably show off what weapon I have each character equipped with at the start of each video as well. Oh, looks like something strange is going on here. And there's a body. That's not good. The game kind of has to describe a lot of what's happening because of the limitations of the time. It's pretty inoffensive, though. There are quite a few cutscenes. Granted, most of them are in-game graphics, but I'm not going to complain about that. And we have our first boss. A giant plant thing. Since distance apparently affects these spells, I figured I would go ahead and move Koudelka closer and start to charge up that fire attack. Of course, that thing's going to do his own attack. My hope was coming up here and attacking it would interrupt it. I don't think we will get so lucky on that. It's all good. Have some fire! Not gonna kill it though. Although in fairness it is a boss, so I can't accept that. At this point I get the idea to move back a little bit, just in case moving back a little bit will take less damage from any of these attacks. The problem is with Edward, I have to move close in order to actually use him to attack the plant. So there aren't enough turns to walk up to it, attack it, and then walk away. I wish they had added some background to these arenas to at least give it some life and give off the impression that maybe it could be an area we've been walking around in the game. The battle music is pretty decent, which is good because we are going to be hearing it a lot. It's no Parasite Eve, but it's still pretty good. Just die already. They call us the gardeners! And we've come to clear out some weeds! And we get a necklace for our efforts. I'm assuming that's a key item, but I'm not sure. Huzzah! First boss down! Let's go check on that guy we saw earlier. Hey buddy, you doing okay?
My head. Oh, what happened? Oh, yes, that's right. That monster. Oh.
Who on earth are you two?
Hey, we rescued you, and that's your way of saying thanks?
Little did I know that these days were into rescuing perfect strangers.
You.
My name is Koudelka, and this is Edward. Would you mind telling us how you ended up collapsed on this path?
My name is James. James O'Flaherty. I've been searching for something, and it took me to the monastery. Little did I know that it had become a breeding ground for demonic spirits.
Then how did you get in here dressed like that?
Through the main gate, of course. The caretakers welcomed me with open arms.
That husband and wife team? And the food? Was there no poison in your food?
What are you talking about? Are you out of your mind?
Those caretakers tried to poison and kill us.
That's not funny. I find it inappropriate for you to try to dupe an upstanding believer of the Christian faith.
So nothing happened to you then?
Of course not. Not until I encountered that monster.
Yeah? And we're the ones who took care of that monster. Far be it from me to expect any words of gratitude from you.
I see. And I can tell from your appearances that the power of your faith alone was not enough to smooth things out with that monster.
It wasn't the kind of problem that faith alone could solve.
Ugh. Look at this plinth. It's broken now, but holy water ran from it until recently. But I've become distracted. Almighty God, please give me the strength to ward off these monsters.
I can see that we've wasted our time here. Let's go, Koudelka.
Just a minute. Although I'm under the protection of the Lord, it doesn't hurt to take precautionary measures. I think I'll go with you.
We can save our game, and we have a third party member. This seems like a good time to stop this video, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time with more Koudelka.